Three topics to never, ever, ever discuss at the Thanksgiving table about money. So here's the thing. I'm going to start here and then I'm going to go over there to get more comfortable. But I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, a decade. I've have millions of dollars of assets under management. I've been doing this for a long time and I've been able to travel the world. Right now I'm recording this from Brazil. It's a really cool trip. But here's the thing. When it comes to family, you can't talk about everything. And you may want to do this, but I'm going to tell you there are three topics that you should absolutely not talk about. And the first is the financial status between you and your partner. Never, ever talk about what's going on in your relationship at the Thanksgiving table, especially money. Because at the Thanksgiving table, that's just not the place to talk about whether you're having hard times or good times. Because what ends up happening, I'll tell you this example, right? This is very real. What ends up happening is that you say, oh, right now we're not doing so well. And then while you might move on, remember the rest of your family is going to remember what you said. And so their opinion of you and your partner is going to be even a month or at Christmas or next Valentine's Day is, oh, I remember that they weren't doing so well. But you may have moved on. That may just be in that season. But the moment that you say that, next summer, you'll still be labeled as the couple by your family, or they weren't doing so well. So you don't want to talk about your partner and your financial situation. And look, we all understand that things happen. We all understand that sometimes you may slip up. But if that does happen, here's a really quick sentence that you can change. You can change the topic and say, hey, perhaps I misstated. That's totally fine. But in any case, how are you guys doing? Just to change the topic, it's cool. We're doing fine. Don't worry about us. We're always great, right? And then you can switch the topic that way and move to something else. But you don't really want to talk about your relationship and the finances or even financial struggles or financial windfalls that you have. If things are going well, don't talk about it at the Thanksgiving table as well. It just doesn't help. And if you take my advice, then you will have a really happy Thanksgiving table. All right. Follow me over there. I'm going to give you the second thing never to talk about at Thanksgiving. Now we're over here. So, what we're talking about. The second thing that you never want to talk about at Thanksgiving. At the Thanksgiving table, never talk about your salary personally. Don't tell anyone how much you're making. Why? Because once people do that, they start to judge you on your value based on what you make. You may not agree with this rule, but I'm telling you, once you say how much you're making, for example, $150,000 a year, people look at you differently. And at the Thanksgiving event, what ends up happening is that if someone has a business idea to tell you, they may tell you because you may be the one that's earning the most in the family. Or the reverse might happen. Let's say you're earning $150 and $150,000, but you're earning the least in the family. So then what happens? You become the person that's, they're judging you based on how much you earn. So then now you become the person that's standing out, but in a bad way. That's also not good. And so then when you're comparing and you're ranking each other, if it comes to you, don't tell people how much you're earning at the Thanksgiving table. Now, after Thanksgiving, if you're having a one-on-one conversation with, your mom and your dad or your sister or your cousin, that's fine. You can talk about it. But at the Thanksgiving table, believe me, there's a ranking system that goes according to how much you earn. And you just don't want to play that game. You want to make sure that people are focused on you and who you are and your story. That's outside of your work. That's not the time to talk about, right, how much you're earning, right? So take my advice. Don't talk about how much you're earning at the Thanksgiving table. It will go a long way. All right. I'm not sure if I should continue talking here or we should go back over there. What do you guys think? Let's go back over there. All right, guys. This is the last thing that you don't want to talk about at the Thanksgiving table. And this is from experience, remember. So this one is important. So you stick around after this, I actually have a bonus. But you don't want to talk about your financial plans. Anything to do in the future, you don't want to talk about your plans. Why? Because you don't know what the reactions are going to be at the dinner table. Let's say your plan is to start a business and you're really excited about the business idea, but you're not sure if it's going to take off. And you say you have this idea. Well, at the Thanksgiving table, the mixed reactions may demotivate you. Someone says, oh, I don't think it's a good idea. The economy is going to go bad, etc. And you just lost momentum. Or let's say everyone says, that's a great idea. But then that's also a bad thing, right? Because now you've just gotten congratulations, but you haven't done the idea yet. So then now you're getting the feeling of dopamine without actually having done the work. That's a problem. So if you have future plans, future financial goals for you, yourself, your partner, your family, you don't want to talk about it as well. You want to keep that to yourself because you want to go ahead and do those goals and then show the results. No, don't get me wrong. If your family is a part of those goals or you're making a business meeting, sure. Go ahead, talk about it with your family, get their opinion, that's different. However, if you want to just brag about what you're planning to do, don't do it. Or if you just want to bring it up about something that you're thinking about doing, Thanksgiving table is not the place to bring it up. And if you follow these rules, you're going to go a long way. But because you're here to the end, I'm going to give you a bonus. One thing, additional thing that I would not bring up at the Thanksgiving table. I would not bring up a potential sale to anyone at the Thanksgiving table. Let's say I sell insurance. I would not make a pitch at the Thanksgiving table. That's just not the place. That's a time to enjoy family. That's a time to be known as we're creating memories. That's not the time to try and sell someone into your program, your course, to become a client, anything like that, right? I wouldn't sell at the Thanksgiving table because this is family. Now, after you can get a contact information, you can get someone's interest and then contact them after. That's totally fine. But I wouldn't make a business pitch at the Thanksgiving table. Now, here's the caveat. If your family is integral to your business plan, then go ahead and make that pitch, right? That's the place because they're all gathered at one place. But for most people, that won't be the case. So then save the business pitch for another time. You don't need to do that at the Thanksgiving table, right? Right? You get what I mean? Okay, cool. But if you follow these rules, I'm sure your Thanksgiving is going to be fantastic. And I hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving for yourself. By the way, if you watched until the end, I would appreciate if you subscribe because I've been looking at the data and a lot of you are watching but not subscribing. What's up with that? Go ahead and subscribe, guys. But then also, I'm going to also put in the comments what you're having for Thanksgiving because I'm undecided if I'm going to have turkey or I'm going to have ham. So let me know what you guys are having Thanksgiving because I want some ideas. I really do. So let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys and peace out as usual. One love.